Totri, we're going through most likely breakout candidates on Arizona State, right?
Correct.
Feels like a pretty short show. It's whoever has the worst skincare routine.
My dudes, welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. Of course, we're coming to you live from Studio K, presented by Circle K. Make sure you join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. I'm Anthony Totri, joined, as always, by my strawberry swirl girl, of course, Erik Ruby. Back in studio, no longer staring at me through a television. I appreciate that. We got the Deli Man also back behind the Mac, making all of the magic happen. Got Sharon in the chat saying welcome back to Senor Rubis here. Make sure you hit that like button, you hit the subscribe button, and you drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Erik, again, Arizona State plays a football game next month at this point. We're, I believe, 7 Saturdays away from kickoff, which is super, super exciting. Camp T is just a handful of weeks away as well. We'll be up there. At least Shane and I will be. I know you're. Are you gonna be there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Wow. Okay.
Doesn't overlap with the vacation.
Wow, that's incredible stuff. Incredible. So does that mean you're not going?
Yeah, no, I'm not going.
Yeah, I should have just said no and just shown up.
Yeah, no, you 100%.
No, I was actually thinking about getting an Airbnb right next to Camp T on that Friday night before we go on Saturday.
What if we just pitched a tent?
It's gonna be hard not to watching this team. Am I right?
Yeah. No, nobody. Okay.
Oh, that made Shane. Shane upset.
I know. Look, we're talking breakout candidates. 3 on offense, 3 on defense for the Arizona State Sun Devils in 2025. But before we get to that,
you don't know how to camp. Also,
I don't know how to camp.
Yeah,
that felt really rude.
I didn't say anything about the camping stuff. Like
you
that
said,
was
why don't we pitch a tent?
No. You don't get to talk for a little bit.
Yeah. Why can't I camp?
No, I don't think you have. You?
I have camped. Yes.
By yourself?
No,
I mean, not solo.
I mean, that's a weird.
Sorry, not solo, but like, have you set up a tent?
I have set up a tent. My dad made me used to set up a tent when we'd go camping.
Just one time?
2, maybe 3 times.
He's on trial here.
2 or 3
you can't
times,
talk, remember?
Maybe.
That's not how that.
It's not a fun thing to do. I don't have like fun setting up a tent.
You just don't strike me as a camping guy.
Glamper.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even argue that one.
Yeah, you're just too pretty.
Well, okay. Yeah, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest camper in the world, but I'd have fun camping like on the field at camp.
You want to share a tent with me?
I'd share a tent with you.
Right.
We need a bigger tent though, because I feel like our body types, like you're a little longer than I am, a lot longer than I am. So like I feel like that might play a role into the tent size.
I'll just sleep outside.
Do you normally get like a tent that only fits your size?
Well, yeah, like say cozy. You know,
okay.
you don't need extra space. It's more tent you have to set up at that point.
All right, we can move on.
Before we get to the breakout candidates, Shane, you had something. Kenny Dillingham. I mean, big situation with you on a personal note, right? What happened?
Yeah, something happened last night. Actually, I was playing the new college football game, starting my road to glory, with my everyday player, Jarmush Melvin-Startart is his name. He's got
one more time?
Jarmush, and then his last name is a compound last name.
Mm-hmm.
His parents got divorced, Jarmush, and then last name is Melvin-Startart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Quarterback out of, I think this one is from Maine. Because there's multiple iterations of the Jarmush story.
The Cooper Flag football edition.
Yeah. Dual threat. He has some trouble with his touch.
Okay.
But he's a good runner. Last week of the high school season, Kenny Dillingham slides in my DMs and hits me with this.
Wow. He
says, quote, "Hey Jarmush, how's the family? I'll be quick. We know Arizona State is in your top schools, but full transparency, we've decided as a staff that unless we really see something crazy over the next few weeks, we just don't think we're going to offer you. But you can always join as a walk-on, okay?" Mind you, I'm a 4-star quarterback. Like, that's so disrespectful. Also, opening up bad news with how's the family is insane.
Especially when your parents are divorced.
It's Which
is crazy. And you would think Kenny would know that.
Well, one of them isn't alive anymore. That's the Jarmush story. We don't need to get into that. So then I responded, or Jarmush did, excuse me, and he said, I don't even want to go there anymore anyway.
Yeah.
So
looking at the picture of Kenny, he kind of looks like every single coach on the roster blended into one.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. All the offensive coaches maybe like blended into one. That's I didn't expect that to be the.
I feel bad for Jarmush.
Yeah, I mean, it's just adds fuel to the fire.
Yeah,
right. Like,
does Jarmush have a list?
He committed already, and during
where'd he land?
Well, hold on. During the commitment,
we'll get there.
During the commitment, you have 3 hats you can choose from. So on the table, I still had Arizona State, Auburn, and
we know where he
Toledo.
Toledo.
Wow.
Toledo.
Yeah, top 3.
He went to Toledo.
And so I went.
No way.
I moved my hand like slowly across the thing, because you can like do that, and then you can do a fake out where you like put it on and then you throw it. And I did that with ASU's hat.
Wow.
Or Jarmush did. Excuse me. I would never do that.
So where'd you go?
Auburn.
Oh.
Yeah. Look, a 4-star.
I expected more.
4-star is not going to.
I expected more from you.
Hey.
It doesn't happen. There's a reason for that.
We got 15 more minutes on Jarmush.
Yeah.
Or camping.
Or his family dynamic, I guess.
Jarmush.
Jarmush.
Not Jarmush.
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 Jarmush?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with this. Oh my goodness. Like, I do want to get straight into the
no hesitation.
breakout candidates after our Jarmush discussion.
Jarmush. I was showing you guys the spelling. It's Jarmu.
Jarmush. What's his last name?
Jarmush. Jarmush Melvin-Startart.
Melvin-Startart.
Yeah.
Jarmush Melvin-Startart. Yeah. Go ahead.
And people hate when you call him JMS.
What's his middle name? He doesn't have a middle name. Okay.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin. Oh my goodness. On that note, let's go ahead and get into the first Arizona State Sun Devil that could potentially have a breakout season here in 2025. Erik, there's been a lot of discussion over the last couple of weeks, both on this show and at Big 12 Media Day specifically about this guy. No surprise that it's a running back. Any surprise that it is Raleek Brown, though, that could potentially have a breakout season here in 2025?
No, I think he's the perfect balance of unknown with high potential, right? If you break down the running back room, Kanye Udo is the most known quantity from a college football level. Kyson Brown's the most known quantity from an Arizona State level. Raleek Brown has played less than both of them, clearly, for other schools and for this school. And anybody below Raleek in the running back room, well, I do think it's a deep room. I just don't see them given the opportunity that Raleek is most likely to be given. And if you look at the 24-25 stats, like 9 carries, 42 yards, 3 receptions, and 6 reception yards, that you look at that player, you say that could be your breakout. But anybody who watches him, who knows about him and knows what happened last year with his injuries, know that his potential is through the roof, even though these were his stats from last season.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be something to keep in mind as we go through all of these potential breakout candidates, is none of them had monster seasons last year, right? Some of them had really, really solid years the year prior to last. Some of them, like Raleek, dealt with injuries, right? Raleek, pretty much the entirety of last season was dealing with a nagging hamstring injury, which if you've ever dealt with a hamstring injury, you know how much of an issue that is, just in terms of being able to move. And for a running back like
him.
Exactly. A running back whose skill set is so heavily focused on speed, on somebody who's able to kind of do it all in the backfield, whether they're running the ball or they're catching the ball. Like, Raleek had a rough go last season, but the fact that he opted to stay here despite this team keeping most of their other running backs, adding some freshmen, adding Kanye from Army, who is 1,000 yards rusher, I think speaks volumes about Raleek's buy-in to this team. And just in terms of like why I think he's going to be capable of having a breakout year is I think you look at the other 2 backs that we expect to get a good chunk of touches in Kanye and Kyson Brown. I don't think either one of them catches the ball as consistently and as fluidly as a guy like Raleek.
Yeah,
right?
completely different skill sets.
Yeah, not to say that the other two can't do it, but just the way that Raleek does it. He's a former wide receiver, right? At USC, they had him lining up at wide receiver. Like, he is proven that he is capable of doing those things already at a high level, regardless of what the stats say.
Yeah, he's a completely different build. Like, Kyson and Kanye, while they are completely different running backs, are more similar than either of those two are to Raleek.
Yeah, they're a lot bigger.
Yeah, they're a lot bigger. They're more likely to kind of power through you. Raleek is going to be used in a completely different way. And if Kanye and Kyson can be who we think they can be, it's going to open up a lot of room for Raleek to be on the field with them, right? Like, it's not going to be an and or just an or. It's going to be an and or where you can have them on the field together. But also, it's like, man, like, Raleek Brown's probably going to be involved in a lot of the trick plays that Arizona State's going to be a part of. And I'm really excited to see how they use him. Obviously, the big thing for him is he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, hamstring injuries are nothing to play with in any sport, and especially one that relies so much on your quick twitch muscle and changing direction and everything. So, I mean, by all means, we hear that he's healthy. We think that he's going to go into the season fully ready to be a part of the team if he could stay healthy.
Look healthy in spring ball.
Yeah, if he could stay healthy and if he can, get the reps, which I think he will, I don't see any reason why 3, 4, 5 weeks in, we're talking about a good part of ASU's offensive success goes in the layer that they have with Raleek Brown.
Do we think that when we're looking at the line like 5, 6, 7 weeks into the year, in terms of like Raleek Brown's breakout potential in the season that he's had to that point, is he the type of player that we feel like can have a breakout season without necessarily increasing in touches every single week? Because I think that's something to keep in mind too, right? Where
quality over quantity.
Where there's breakout stars, and it's like, okay, these guys have developed into their role. Instead of giving them 5 touches a game, we're giving them 10 and then 15 and then maybe capping at 20. I think ASU's in a position where, because there's so much talent on this roster, specifically on this offense, that there are going to be guys that can have breakout games, but you're not necessarily going to see their touches week to week grow. And I think Raleek's one of those players. I'm interested to see what you think and what Shane thinks in regards to, like, okay, is Raleek a 5 to 8 touch player a game, and that's really going to hold strong there, and we see him maximizing his potential on those 8 touches? Or is this somebody that we feel like week over week is going to start to get more touches?
I think it'll increase marginally. I do believe that might be more reliant on what do the other two do. For him, he seems like the type of player where you even look at it like in a wide receiver room, like a Jaron Hamilton, right? Where it's just like this big play potential. You don't need to be fed the ball 15 times a game, right? You might get 2 or 3 times that you're targeted and you make just as big of an impact, right? He's probably more of the quality than quantity guy in that running back room. That being said, if he's a running back that is producing the most out of that room 5, 6, 7 weeks in, I don't see why he doesn't get a significant increase, right?
Yeah.
I think if he's at that point doing that, his body can handle it. I think that if he was running back 2 right now and there was just a Kyson or Kanye, I'd feel comfortable with it. So if he ends up being running back 1, it would be concerning if it's because the other 2 haven't stepped up. But if it's just because he's so damn good, you've got to at least try to give him the ball a little bit more. And if you're not getting significantly different results, then maybe you just keep it balanced because his impact might be greater because he's a counter instead of the main play. Shane,
Dilly has worked with running backs, at a really, really high level everywhere he has gone. I think you look back, just last year, obviously you have Scat, but I think you go back to Oregon and there's a guy that reminds me, or I guess Raleek reminds me a lot of him. I'm curious to what you think about a potential Bucky Irving, Raleek Brown situation.
As respectfully as I can say this, I don't think it's very close.
No.
Well,
Bucky's obviously in the NFL. He's that, but do you see any sort of
Bucky? But Bucky has way more physicality.
That we've seen. Raleek can run.
Yeah.
He can run through a mofo's face.
He's an unknown right now, right?
Like, I thought you were going to go with D'Anthony Thomas. And I know Dilly didn't coach him, but that's more similar. And I don't want to put Raleek in a gadget box. That's not what he. That's not all he is.
Cool box to be in.
Cool box to be in. But we just don't know. He's such an unknown. So I don't know. Like, ceiling wise, sure. I think he can reach the heights of a Bucky sometimes. I don't know if his ceiling is Bucky Irving at the end of his tenure at Oregon, but yeah, like he has tools to. He's just such an unknown, man. Like you saw flashes, and like almost as literal as a flash can get. Like it was very fast on and off the field. Like we don't know what the whole experience is. So I'm still waiting on seeing.
I think that's
what he can look like.
Is he gonna do kick returns?
I don't know if they've decided who is going to be doing kick and punt returns. I think it was him, Jaron.
I think him and Jalen Moss are the returners in college football.
Moss was also working with them. I know they had Zechariah Sample back there as well. Like they're still kind of rotating in. We're figuring out who's going to be the return man.
A combination of Jaron Hamilton and Raleek Brown.
Yeah, I'd almost rather see Zechariah, honestly.
Yeah, well, especially because Zechariah is not going to have as much of a space in the offense, presumably, than Jaron.
Like straight go burners don't really work well as returners.
Yeah,
like they're more as punt returners because you can get more straight line speed there. With kick return, you almost have to have vision and kind of have some patience, especially now. It's changed a little bit. So.
You do got to be more running back type.
Yeah, so, you don't see a lot of like even Deshaun Jackson. Like so.
Gosh, he was fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Man, wish he was at Arizona State. That'd be pretty cool. Getting into our second potential breakout player. This is, if I'm remembering correctly, one of Erik's favorite players that we've talked about. I mean, realistically, this whole offseason, going back to last season when he transferred here. And that is wide receiver Malik McClain. Again, look at those 2024 to 2025 stats. Only 2 catches, but 85 yards and a touchdown.
2 of the biggest catches of the season.
One of a massive catch in the Big 12 championship game, and then another, obviously, really, really just game-defining touchdown thrown from Cam Skattebo.
Season-defining. That's like...
For sure. It's maybe the play of the season.
Yeah,
that may be the play of the decade. Like a running back threw a 50-yard touchdown to cut the game to what? That was 10 at the time because you were down 16.
No, that was the last touchdown. That was almost to tie it up. I think that was the touchdown
to cut it to 2.
Yeah, to cut it to 2. Then they got 2-point conversion
to a redshirt wide receiver for his second catch of the season in the Peach Bowl.
Yeah, I forgot. He
totally underthrown ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Awful. I mean, he basically had to completely change his route just to grab the ball and then ran in for a touchdown. Look, Malik McClain's fascinating.
Yes.
Right? And in this wide receiver room that's so stacked with the Jordan Tyson, Jalen Moss, and Jaron Hamilton guys that we've talked about, I really think he'll still carve out a role. Now, how often is he going to be used? I don't know. But he has a different body type than everybody in that wide receiver room. He's got the pedigree. He transferred in from Penn State.
Yeah.
He's clearly ready for the big moments. You don't make plays like that if you're not mentally ready for the big moments after sitting out for the whole season. Mind you, now he's here for year 2. He understands the playbook under the same coordinators, the same offensive, minds, and the same head coach with the same quarterback, right? And the same wide receiver 1 next to him. I don't see any reason why they're not going to at least give Malik McClain a chance to carve out a big role at the beginning of the season. And if he doesn't, then maybe he's just a potential guy. But I think his potential is sky high.
That was the touchdown to cut it to 10.
Oh, it was to 10?
Yeah, because the one to cut it to 2 was after the crazy face mask and one catch that Scat had.
You're right. You're 100% right.
That game was so stupid.
It's so fun. B's saying massively underrated. I think Malik McClain, again, like you said, I think fascinating is a perfect word to use here just because you don't know really what this wide receiver room production-wise is going to look like outside of Jordan Tyson, right? You've got a guy that transferred in from Fresno State and Jalen Moss, who I think is just as talented as any of the other wide receivers on this roster, not named JT. And then you have Jaron Hamilton, your Alabama transfer, who realistically was competing with Malik McClain for that other starting wide receiver spot. So do you go with the speedster? Do you go with a guy who's a little bit taller that's been in the system before in Malik? Like, I think it's important you brought up the carryover with the quarterback in Sam Leavitt in the system, just because it felt like when he got to campus, the reason we didn't necessarily see him as fast as maybe people thought, knowing the pedigree of a Penn State transfer, was because of maybe being able to grasp that playbook. It certainly took a while, and then he redshirted, which I think at the end of the day probably helped his career long term,
sure.
Right? But I think going into this season, you could make the argument that Malik McClain going into spring ball, you could make the argument that Malik McClain is different than any other wide receiver on this roster because he's the tallest. Yeah. Right? Like that means something. Every single year, it felt like there has been a guy at ASU that regardless of like overall talent, because of their sheer size at that wideout spot, they're out there. Right? A Troy O'Meary is another name to keep in mind just over the course of like recent ASU history. But he's no longer the tallest player in that wide receiver room, right? ASU added a guy in Akeem Lineu who's like 6'7". Now,
okay, but is he going to play?
I'm not saying, but like that is now you're not that guy. You're not the guy that is like, okay, I'm the tallest. You need a jump ball, throw me out there, right? Like if you are just going based off the fact that hey, we need a jump ball, we need a jump ball guy. I'm throwing Akeem out there, right? Because he's 6'7". I'm doing that every day of the week. So I think that addition is going to force Malik McClain to really develop and change his game to where he is not just like, oh, I'm the tall guy out there, right? I think he's faster than people think. I think he can too.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know, again, like the workload here, what is that going to look like with all these other wideouts?
Well, I think with the first 3 weeks, you have just some room to mess around a little bit, like NAU, and you're not going to make like a massive change in your rotation based off of somebody stepping up against NAU, but you could see if he's done that. And I think the way that he made some of these catches, right, and the way that he ran after as well, like he'll be a red zone threat for sure, but I don't see him as just a jump ball threat.
Yeah.
Right. Even, before Akeem, sure, maybe he was the best jump ball threat there, but I see him as a lot more than that. I see him as a big play machine. And I really do think that at the end of the day, he's going to find a way on the field. I just think guys like him with his body type, with his pedigree, and with his mindset, hey,
we're back.
Hey, friends.
Yes.
Are we back?
I think we're back.
I think we're back.
I think we're super back.
I think we've never been more back.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Sorry, apologies for whatever transpired.
I was just trying to do something fun over here.
Shane was trying to do something fun, and Ecam said, no.
No. Is that what Ecam sounds like? Okay.
Well, that's what Dikembe Mutombo sounds like.
Let us know what you guys think of our first 2 potential breakout candidates in Malik McClain at wide receiver and Raleek Brown at running back. We've got 1 other offensive breakout candidate and 3 on the defensive side of the ball that we're going to get to on the other side of this quick break. Look, I personally love when Erik is not at home and he's back in studio, specifically because I get to do this part where I just I touch the hat, the Branded Bills cap, and then we spin him around like the little hat model that he is. Guys, this Branded Bill cap that Rubus is wearing here is a PHNX Branded Bills collab, and they have so many awesome hats over at Branded Bills. Whether you are looking for snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, Branded Bills has you covered with performance and style. And every day that we get the opportunity to tell you guys about Branded Bills, I want to make sure you guys understand the best part about these hats is that they are super, super breathable. And when you are here in the Valley, when it's 100+ degrees and you're throwing on a hat, that might be the #1 quality that you need and that you're looking for when it comes to a cap. And Branded Bills, of course, they've got you covered. Head to brandedbills.com and use code BBPHNX for 15% off your first order.
Time is running out for you to get double the amount of points.
15
Mountain
days.
America Credit Union. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's still a long time. You're going to buy a lot and spend a lot of money over the next 15 days, but is that money going to work for you? Well, it will if you use Mountain America Credit Union's rewards credit cards. Stretch that money out like the Suns stretched and waved Bradley Beal earlier today. That's right. And baby, listen, watch the points pile up from now until July 31st. Get double the points. You're still going to get points after that, just not double on gas, groceries, travel, home projects, and all other purchases like whatever on sale Bradley Beal jersey you decide to buy right now. Listen, it's an easy way to stretch your dollar. You get twice as many rewards, and you can redeem those double points for fun things like travel rebates, gift cards, and event tickets.
Love fun things.
I do too, but I don't love that it's a limited time only, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So take advantage while you can. Details at macu.com/double. Loans are on approved credit. Offer can change or be withdrawn at any time. It's a limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply.
Like button, subscribe button, 5-star review button.
I like that. Like button.
Do it. Do those 3 things. Don't do it for us. Do it for yourself. Honestly, it's going to make you feel like a better person.
Do it for us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do it for us.
I don't have a good day unless they hit the like button.
I don't know what to tell you. I think you're putting too much of
You
your
don't-
self-worth on the like button, buddy.
It just is what it is.
Yeah,
They
I
can
guess
either
that's
help me
fair.
or not.
So Bradley Beal's gone.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
You know who's not gone though?
Tell me.
You know who actually came here, transferred here?
Was he waived and stretched?
He was not waived and stretched.
He was just transferred in.
Yeah, he waved goodbye to Kentucky.
He did.
And stretched on over to Tempe.
Tight end Khamari Anderson is our next potential breakout for Arizona State in 2025.
Such a great picture.
Great picture.
He didn't even get tackled here. He's actually flying.
He's just flying
He
through the air.
runs sideways.
Just 5 catches, 29 yards. Again, you'll notice through all the breakout players that none of them had ridiculous statistical seasons a year ago.
kinda
Actually,
how
how
this
tall
goes.
he is.
Yeah.
5 foot 29 inches.
He's 5 foot 29 inches.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is a speed demon at tight end. I was really, really interested to see the way that he balanced with those other tight ends in this room. Like you talk about Shaman, you talk about AJ, Fortier, some of the Harpool. Like what do all these guys do well? There's no question in my mind that Khamari Anderson is the fastest tight end on this roster.
Yeah.
That is going to mean something in this offense. You lose Baby Rhino back to the transfer portal,
Back to Florida State.
back to the Florida State Zoo, and you bring in
crazy.
a guy in Khamari Anderson who I think is going to be able to surprise some folks this year. And there are not a lot of people talking about him, right? I think people...
CFB 26 is apparently because he is a dog in that game.
Is he a dog in that game? People, I think, immediately just jump on to like AJ and Shaman, which rightfully so.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Which is totally fair. But this guy is probably going to be the second tight end on the roster.
Yeah, no, I think he's tight end too, for sure.
Yeah.
I think Shaman's clearly tight end 1. I think
100%.
AJ Ia slots in at tight end 3 on a good day at the beginning. He's going to have to earn it, right?
Yeah.
We could be as high on AJ Ia as possible. He is still a true freshman playing in the Big 12 and having to contribute for a team that's not just in the Big 12, but trying to repeat as champions to go to the
Trying
college
to
football
win
playoffs.
that thing.
It is hard for a true freshman to do that, right? But Khamari Anderson, and I think because he's such a different tight end than Shaman, each tight end looks completely different and plays completely different. Even Cameron Harpool, who's going to get more down and dirty, more into the blocking, right? Shaman Mateer is a little bit more of just a security blanket, crisp route runner, good hands, just somebody that's reliable, right? I think Khamari Anderson's probably the best yak tight end that you have, and maybe the best big play threat because he is so fast.
Yeah, there were some plays in spring ball that they were running. I mean, and I say some plays. There was one play specifically that, and we're not allowed to get into details of the exact like nature.
Yeah, break
I
it
guess,
down
of the
for
plays.
me. Totri's Football Freak
But
Zone.
one of the plays that they were running, and they ran this play at least, it felt like once every other day against the defense. And we talked about how the defense was dominating the offense for a lot of spring ball. That Khamari had the same route every single time, and there was not a thing that the defense could do about it. Every single time a linebacker was just chasing him, which...
As a result of speed,
Yes.
the move, the design, just speed.
Just speed, yeah.
And it was
speed,
all the
and I think,
linebacker?
again, maybe it was, I would say that route specifically with the speed of Khamari Anderson coupled with how Marcus Arroyo kind of like scripts the offense, just it worked beautifully, like just naturally.
You know that play tight end attack that's been in Madden forever, where
tight ends just...
Well, no, there's one, the X receiver's out wide by himself, and you're in 13 personnel, and there's 3 tight ends lined up to the right, and one of them runs like a slant, one of them runs like a dig, and one of them runs like a post.
Yeah.
That play is going to be so fun to use in
With
this
ASU.
game with Ia, Anderson, Shaman, whoever else. Like,
So in my brief time playing Madden online, I found that play and I played it as the Ravens, and I would never throw the ball. What I would do is I would snap it and then immediately just run towards the 3 tight
With
ends
Lamar?
with Lamar Jackson, and I picked up like 8 to 15 yards every single time, and I made people angry.
You made people who didn't understand football probably pretty angry.
Yeah.
That's
was
because
super
if you
fun.
don't understand football and that's like what you're playing against, you're like, I can't beat this. You're like,
Yeah.
there's literally nothing I can do.
And like I'm not good at the game, so I find one thing
No, but you
that I'm
had-
good
you
at.
had-
I'm like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you had an elite player.
Yeah,
you knew
well,
what you were doing.
I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna just sprint.
OC Rubis.
Yeah, that's me. No, I think, and you look at AJE, it's like, okay, maybe that's like your possession tight end, right? That's your throw it up there and have a guy go on and get it. I think vertical threat is probably the best category to throw him in there for. So for Khamari, it's like, maybe it's 3rd and 8, right? And you don't know if you want to rely solely on the security blanket of Shaman, who usually is at best operating like 3 to 6 yards, right? And just getting a good possession.
Yeah, security blanket.
Right. And being damn good at it, like being all conference.
Oh, yeah. He's a great security blanket.
You're not going to run the ball, so maybe you don't need Cameron Harpool in there to help out with your blocking specifically. You're like, okay, I've got Jordan Tyson, I've got Jaron Hamilton, I've got my big play guys. Like, let me throw Khamari Anderson in there because they might sleep. I could hit him 6 yards in, and he's got the speed to pick up those 2 to 3 extra yards when somebody's not attached to his hip because he broke away. Like, that's the type of thing where when we talk about layers and counter punches to your everyday moves and what you have, all of these breakout candidates are the counters. Yeah. Right. And it's, how are you playing off of a Jordan Tyson? How are you playing off of a Kanye Udo? How are you playing off of a Shimon Mateer? It's, what discernible skill do you have? And I think we have faith in this offensive coordinator and this offensive system to get the most out of the players in the right ways. Yeah. And so for him, I don't know how many yards he'll have. I don't know how many targets he'll have, but I think we'll talk about Khamari Anderson as likely an unsung hero with this team at multiple points throughout the season.
Yeah, Sharon's saying, I feel like Dilly and Arroyo feel like kids in a candy store with Levitt and all these wide receivers and also the tight ends and also the running backs, right? Like, there is
a good offensive line.
So much you could do with this team. And there's always people that since the end of last season have talked about, oh, well, Cam Skattebo's gone. Guess what? This team is deeper than they were last year on offense.
And they have a kicker.
At running back, they have a kicker. They've got some dudes on offense. Out of the 3 offensive players, breakout candidates, Khamari Anderson at tight end, Malik McClain at wide receiver, Raleek Brown at running back. If you had to pick one that you're most confident in, who is it?
I'm rolling with Malik.
You're rolling with Malik,
I think with
you're rolling the dice on McClain.
I think with Raleek, there's the injury concerns. I think with Khamari, maybe there's more of a runway there, but I don't know how often he's going to be used. I'm a big Malik McClain believer. I'll go down with the ship.
Going down with the
ship.
Penn State
I like to think Sharon just like randomly remembered we can do this. Oh my God, we can kick field goals. Every time I remember that, I feel so happy.
It's true, though.
No, it is.
We're a completely different team.
I was talking about the what if this morning about the targeting on Southwest Bias, and I was like, you don't win the game.
I wrote an article, spoiler, that while I was looking up some of the stuff for it, ASU had the 2nd worst field goal percentage in the country last year. Yeah.
Like, in the big moment like that thing is getting shanked 100%.
Oh yeah, in that moment.
Yeah, I also said that it might have been more beneficial for ASU to lose a close game like that rather than go play Ohio State, get killed by 50, and then some people transfer out because you're not on that same level as Ohio State. Even though that team was in a world of its own.
I remember saying that, and people gave me a lot of bleep for it.
Yeah.
You gave me a lot of bleep for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're like, you would rather not win the game?
I was just playing devil's advocate. I didn't actually think that.
No, you would absolutely take winning that game over any other
but
opportunity.
I think the overall national opinion of Arizona State might have been a little worse, even if they did win that game.
I don't think so.
I don't.
Is the national opinion of Texas worse? They weren't close.
It's Texas. The national opinion's never going down.
I mean,
it should.
It is. The whole joke is Texas football back?
No. The answer is no. They will never be back. So you're going with Malik. Who are you going with, Shane?
I'll probably go with Raleek. Just knock on wood, touch metal that he can stay healthy, man.
Yeah.
I think he's the highest ceiling out of all those guys.
Because my God, if he does, you have 3 completely different types of running backs. Like, they're all different.
Yeah. They are.
Because last year you just had all of them into one.
Yeah. The infinity gauntlet of a running back.
Yeah.
This is the closest thing I've ever seen in my lifetime to the, I don't remember what year it was. Maybe 06? The San Diego Chargers.
Oh, Michael Turner.
Yeah, Michael Turner
was the worst back.
Danian Tomlinson.
And
Darren Sproles. With Lorenzo Neal at fullback. My God, that was juicy
Speaking
football.
of Chargers running backs.
Najee Harris. We'll get him an eye patch and he'll be ready to.
Maybe you should get him an iPad and have him sit on the sidelines and not play.
I'm here for it. Look, let's kick it to the defensive side of the ball. Some defensive breakout candidates, starting with Montana Warren. Last year, just 15 total tackles, 4 solo, 8 assisted tackles. But this is a guy, Erik, that with Khamari now being gone at the nickel corner spot, we're all looking to Montana to fill that void.
Out of every single player that we'll talk about today, he is the most important.
I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair.
He is the one whose breakout candidacy is relied upon the most for this team being back in the college ball playoffs. There's zero question in my mind about that. Even the other defensive players we'll talk about, including one that I think a lot of people looked at last season as maybe your best player on defense.
Yeah.
Right. But with Montana specifically, if Montana Warren does not break out, this defense, their floor plummets and their ceiling plummets.
Yeah.
Because you will have a weak link, which I don't believe this is going to happen, right? I believe he's going to be good. But he certainly has the least amount of infrastructure and insulation around him at his position, considering the depth behind him are guys that have transferred in. You've lost Shamari Simmons, but the defense overall around him has insulated him well. So he has a lot on his shoulders, and he has a big, big, big role to fill. I think he'll do a good job, but let's not get it twisted. This is the most important player we'll talk about today.
Yeah, 100%. And I do want to correct it. He had 7 total tackles last year, 4 solo, 3 assisted tackles. So not 15, not as many as we originally discussed. But Montana Warren is somebody that when we're talking about like just sheer talent, it's there. This is a kid that arrived on campus with guys that at this point have already kind of surpassed expectations, right? He came in that Kyson Brown class with Keith Abney and some of the other guys on this team, and he's been just kind of waiting for his moment. He's somebody that early on would have played if he didn't hurt himself at Camp Tontazona or in fall camp during his freshman season. Like, he certainly would have been in that safety rotation. So to see him continue to just kind of work through the rehab, get stronger, get more acclimated with the actual system, and then move now kind of all over the secondary from safety to nickel corner, kind of like we've seen some ASU DBs do in the past. Khamari, the most recent example of that. Like, I'm really excited to see what Montana Warren brings to this defense. I think there are some folks that are going to see Montana Warren's name penciled in week 1 and have questions about it based off of what you saw in the first half of that Peach Bowl. But he's an entirely different player than what you saw in that first half. Right?
Yeah.
You can't judge this kid off of, your first game starting at a new position. You're playing
in the Peach Bowl
in the biggest moment of your career, right?
Yeah. Well, listen, if anybody on this team has the biggest chip on their shoulder going into this season, it's Montana Warren.
Yeah, it has to be.
Because maybe all the new guys think, well, we got to prove that we belong here. We got to prove that we fit in here. He's been here,
yeah,
right? And he left fans with a sour taste in their mouth. And we talk about, hey, when Shamari Simmons came in, that's when the game changed, right? And that's the truth, and that's okay, because that's not the story that's going to be written on Montana Warren at the end of the day, right? He is going to come in maybe the most motivated out of any player, at least on the defense. And this is a highly motivated group.
Yeah,
right?
they have to be, given the disrespect that they've received.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I feel like we can't necessarily say, oh, Arizona State's being disrespected anymore. The defense is. People aren't talking about this defense the way that they should be, given what they accomplished.
People
last
are
season.
Asking the defense about Cam Skattebo being missing
It's
at
crazy.
Big 12 Media
It's
Day.
crazy.
This is
Like,
just so stupid.
Sharon is hoping for some just absolute violence from the defense this year, saying, I hope Shamari showed him how to flatline some guys like some of Shamari's tackles last year.
That Texas State spear, my lord.
It's
my lord.
Sharon, known murder supporter.
Yeah. Just
clip it.
Loves violence, I guess. It's too early for violence, Sharon. Let's wait till August 1st.
I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is anything, but Sharon Hamilton could start using that.
I'm here for it. You're not here for it.
Like that.
You're not here
Sharon,
for it.
thoughts?
Yeah, I guess we should ask Sharon probably before we get into that. Let's go ahead, dive into the second breakout candidate for the Arizona State defense in 2025. Coming off the edge, Prince Dorbah, 12 total tackles last year, 7 solo, 3 sacks, and 1 pass deflection. Somebody, Erik, that, I mean, we were really, really high, myself especially, on Prince going into last season.
Absolutely.
We know about the injury that he suffered at Camp Tontozona. Ultimately missed some time pretty early on, got back, I believe, at the start of Big 12 play. But it just wasn't ever really the same from what we saw at the end of his first year on campus.
Maybe the second most motivated player on the defense, right? And maybe everything that we say about Montana, about a lot of it hinging on him and his improvement, maybe he's number 2 there.
Yeah.
Right? Because we talk about this line and we talk about getting the quarterback is the biggest question mark for this defense and what they're able to do. And even if it's not him specifically who's getting to the quarterback and putting that pressure on, I think his presence, if he's able to fill that role in the way that we were expecting him to last year, the rest of the defensive line's job gets a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
And I think for him, it's like there's a chance that I still think at the end of the season, we might be able to look back and say somehow Prince Dorbah ended up being one of the best players in this defense again.
Easily.
Which, all things considered, when you have Xavier Alford and you have a CJ Fight, right, and you have this long list of talented players that have returned and that have been added through the transfer portal, the fact that you could still say that about Prince Dorbah is a testament to how skilled he is. And if he can hit the ground running healthy this season with an improved defense behind him, watch out.
Watch out.
Watch out.
Space Lanny saying ready for Boogie Wilson to show what he's got. Yeah, the Washington State transfer should be interesting. But getting back to Prince Dorbah, first and foremost, best name on the defense, like by far, in Prince Dorbah. And this is somebody that I think will benefit from ASU adding more pass rushers in the offseason, right? Adding a guy in Joshua Shanklin, the JUCO, the number 1 JUCO edge rusher. Being able to retain Elijah O'Neal, get another year out of him, being able to get Clayton Smith back, where it feels like more people are focused on probably making sure Clayton Smith doesn't get to the quarterback versus a guy like Prince Dorbah. You still got Justin Watley up front. Like, there is a number of Sun Devils who are going to be hungry to rack up those sacks because it is going to impact their ultimate NFL draft stock.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anybody on this defense maybe that could boost their stock more from a really, really good, maybe double-digit sack season like Prince Dorbah, given the juxtaposition in the 2 seasons that we've seen him have at ASU. Dorbah was tied for the team lead in sacks 2 years ago with BJ Green. Right?
Yeah.
And then you go into last year, you had the injuries, only 3 sacks. Like, it was definitely a more under the radar type of season. I think Prince Dorbah can put together one hell of a year for Brian Ward's defense in 2025.
I agree. I think Montana Warren and Prince Dorbah, their performances this season will be a really big hinging point for this team.
Yeah, no, 100%. Let's go ahead and quickly get to the final player that we have on the breakout list here, and that is linebacker Martell Hughes. 15 total tackles a year ago, 8 assisted, 7 solo. Not a lot of folks talking about Martell Hughes, I think simply because this linebacker unit returned a lot of key guys. Keyshawn Elliott, Jordan Crook, Zyrus Viaseu, and now you have Martell Hughes, who played a really big role on special teams for this team last year. I'm really, really curious to see how A.J. Cooper and Brian Ward utilize him this year.
Biggest sleeper. But there's always one of those guys on every team that you don't think about as much going into the season. You don't talk about as much, who ends up being a very key cog. I think he has, for offense and defense, maybe the biggest chance to be the least known quantity on this team that steps up into a big role. Because even like Raleek, it's like Matt Barry, like ASU fans, like they're talking about Raleek Brown. Like they're talking about Malik McClain. They're talking about Montana Warren and Prince Dorbah and Khamari Anderson, maybe a little bit less. He's the least talked about name that we have mentioned today, and I still think that his impact can surpass that pretty easily.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. Like if one of those 3, and you never want to see anyone get hurt, if one of those 3 guys that we talked about does ultimately have to miss a little bit of time, like Martell Hughes is the next man up there, and I think even if all those guys are healthy, I think we'll see a healthy rotation of Martell Hughes. And even if we don't this year, it's a name to keep in mind for years to come. Right, because this linebacker room is getting up there in age and years of eligibility. I fully expect Martell Hughes to be the face of this linebacker spot in Tempe for the foreseeable future. I'm curious from both of you, which of these defensive players is the most likely to have a breakout season? I'll get the answer from you and the chat after our second break. I don't know about you guys, but this Saturday, the UFC card, phenomenal. Holloway, Poirier, I'm going to enjoy it with some pure edibles. I think that is going to be a fantastic Saturday evening.
Some Puree edibles.
There you go. Some Puree. Oh, my goodness. Look, pure gummies. They're not covered in sugar like all of their competitors, but I'll tell you from personal experience, they still taste like candy in the best way possible. They offer gummies, kicks, which are their version of Starburst, chews, soft candies like caramel, and then hard candies as well. They also offer different types of gummies. So if you're somebody that struggles with sleeping, like Rubus over here, you can get your hands on some sleep support gummies. Or if you're someone who is looking for a grand old time to uplift the UFC card, like myself, well, then you can try the gummies that have the uplifting effect.
Watching UFC after taking gummies is insane.
It's such a great time.
That kind of sounds sick.
Go find yourself some Pure Edibles products from one of the over 130 dispensaries across Arizona.
Someone on that UFC card is getting knocked out and laying face down on the floor, and I bet they're going to wish that it was Empire Today flooring that they took a little nap on, because we love Empire Today for so many different reasons. Not just the high quality flooring, not just the fact that they can give a free in-home estimate and give you precise measurements, answer all of your questions, and pick the right flooring for your space. Also, it's not the fact that they just have an in-home floor visualizer. You can just put your phone up and get it. But also you get clear, upfront, all-inclusive pricing, and you can schedule installation not next month, not next year, but the next day. It's LFG. That easy, and you can save some money. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, because some things are just better off at home. And PHNX listeners can receive a $350 off discount when using promo code PHNX. That's right, $350 off when using promo code PHNX. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday.com/PHNX for full details.
First off, couple things. Watch the UFC event with Pure Edibles. It's great. Okay. It's a great time. UFC fights with weed. It's a phenomenal combination. Second, that ad read has been getting on my nerves a little bit, because I feel like there's one thing that we need to take, we need to be transparent about in the Empire Today ad read.
Okay.
Where it says some things are better at home. Everything is better at home. Everything is better.
Disagree.
At home.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, you disagree?
Going out and getting a meal, going out and getting like a drink, like not everything is better.
Everything is. It just tells me you're not comfortable in your own home.
That's not true.
Is there a roller coaster in your home? You can't go on a roller coaster at home. Okay. Yeah, it's not everything.
This guy.
Most things.
This
most
guy.
Things.
Almost
okay, then we can say that.
Almost everything
is better.
Yeah, almost everything.
Almost everything.
I would say meals are better at home. If somebody's cooking,
depends on the meal. Well, you're Mr. Sheffy Shefferson.
No, if somebody's cooking, no, a meal's not.
Deli man,
okay? A meal's not better at home if you're cooking for yourself. That sucks.
No, if you have someone cooking for you.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Quickly, defensive breakout player.
It's Montana Warren.
Montana Warren.
It's got to be Montana Warren.
Montana Warren, clean sweep. Montana Warren. Let me know in the chat. Let us know in the chat which of those defensive players is most likely to have a breakout season in 2025. It is Wednesday. We're going to do something we haven't done in what feels like a very long time because of Summer League and Big 12 Media Day and vacations. We are going to do a snake draft, and I actually won the last snake
draft.
Congrats, man. I didn't like the way you said that. I didn't like that. I won the sports newcomer snake draft. Shane lost that draft. Erik, you came in second. Ultimately, I decided to take the first overall pick in today's draft, which left you with a choice between 2 and 3. You're going with 3, I assume?
Yes.
Which means Deli Man is taking the second overall pick in the snake draft of things to drink out of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there's just Malawash is just on the screen right now.
He's always doing that these days.
Due to some technical difficulties, my computer dying, we will not have the full screen graphic, but we will have it after the show.
We'll have it after the show.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Disappointing.
Okay.
So we'll have to keep in mind, remember what you drafted, I guess, at this point.
Okay.
Okay. With the first overall pick in the 2025 things to drink out of snake draft,
Well,
What?
Anthony Totri, you're on the clock.
Oh, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and take the red solo cup.
Dang it.
Yeah. I think it's not often that I take the first overall pick, but I feel like there's a clear one here.
It's a good pick.
That is a good pick. This is tough. Like, there are a lot of ways you can go with it because you can go practical, you can go non-practical.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go both.
I think I know where you're going.
I don't think you do.
I think I do.
There's no way you know where I'm going.
Okay, on 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Chalice.
Close.
Damn.
Goblet.
Goblet.
Yeah.
Wow, Totri, I'm impressed. You did.
I know you.
What's the difference between a chalice and a goblet?
Is a goblet more round?
Yeah, I think goblet's more round.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
you
know.
have goblet. Okay.
Yeah.
I will take a glass bottle. Like a beer bottle,
Okay.
soda bottle.
No, a chalice is a specific type of goblet. Nice job, Totri.
Let's go.
All right. Give me a glass bottle and then give me a...
Good luck spelling that.
Give me a mug.
A mug?
Okay.
Yeah, give me
Okay.
a glass bottle and a mug.
Okay.
I'm gonna go like a beer baseball bat.
Beer bat?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a good pick.
Beer bat. Okay.
good pick.
Where am I gonna go here? I'm just gonna go with a can here. I think a
Can's
is
a good pick.
is
Can is a good pick.
The backstory on this draft, by the way, is like you and Shane had called me or FaceTimed me while
Yeah.
you were in Vegas for Summer League, and
We were drunk.
yeah, I figured. I didn't answer the call at the time. Like, I don't know. I think my phone was on Do Not Disturb, and you left me a message. Which, in
did.
hindsight, I wish that we had that.
What'd you take?
I didn't take anything.
Can.
Oh yeah, I took a can.
And
Okay.
he still has another pick.
I was just explaining the backstory of this, where you guys had called me and you were a little under the influence, saying, "I've got the perfect snake draft topic."
That's okay. First of all, I wasn't even close to being that drunk.
No, yeah, we weren't that drunk.
You might have been.
No, we were like 2 tequila sodas in.
Is
Brother.
this before or after you
This was
spilled
in-
your drink on the stranger?
This is way before. This was the beginning of the night.
okay.
Anyways.
Okay, red solo cup and then a can. Am I able to go with chalice here?
No,
No.
because a chalice is a type
and
of
chalice are
goblet.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be like me taking a blue solo cup.
Okay. What do I want to drink out of?
Lots of good options on the board.
Can I just take a water bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a water bottle.
All right. Like the plastic water
No,
bottle?
no.
Like a metal water bottle.
Yes.
Yeah, like a
metal-
high-end water, not like a plastic
Yeah, like a metal water bottle. Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
yeah, I think you got to clarify. You got to
Yeah,
clarify
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Shane?
I'm gonna go like a Viking horn.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, Viking
horn's
horn's good.
solid. Shane's been waiting his whole life to draft a goblet and a Viking horn in the same draft.
Give me a flask.
Solid pick.
And
How often have you
No,
ever drank out of
I've
a
drank out of
flask in your
flask.
life?
It's not often, but it's like, yeah. Anybody just take like a glass? Just like a glass.
You could just take a glass.
Yeah, just like a glass.
Like a glass cup?
Yeah, like a glass cup.
Glass cup.
Yeah, give me a glass cup.
Okay.
I might win. I think I might win this draft.
I think you always think you're going to win the draft.
That is no, not always. Not always. Shane?
Let's go a Stein.
Stein's
Okay.
good.
Stein's solid. You're drinking beer with,
Yeah.
with your picks. Okay. These are my last 2 picks here. Okay. Can I take a wine glass? Sure. I know you took a glass cup. I could take a wine glass
Wine
here.
glass. Yeah.
Okay. And then for my final pick here, I mean, I could go the creative route, or I could just go like a route that I was thinking about this from the start. Just give me a hose. I'm gonna take a hose.
Yeah.
I'm drafting hose.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
Okay.
Shane, you're up.
Wait, did you go twice?
Yeah, wine glass and hose.
Oh, okay. My last pick. This is tough. I have a lot of things that I'm thinking of. There's a lot of different routes I can go, but I feel like I'm too beer forward.
You are very beer heavy.
Yeah. I kind of want to go sippy cup.
Damn.
No, sippy cup's good.
Sippy cup's
I'm
an
going
elite
sippy cup.
answer.
Sippy cup's good.
Damn.
Sippy cup is good. Okay.
Wow. That I'm gonna vote for Shane.
So there are a couple of things. I think like a coconut, like drinking out of a coconut, I think is fire.
But it's so hard.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking about it. I'm not really necessarily gonna pick it. A carton, just drinking right out of the carton.
See, I think the issue with this is you're just drinking like what's like already in that.
Yeah,
so
like
I assume if you're taking carton, you're drinking milk.
Yeah.
What was your other one?
A coconut.
So you're drinking coconut milk.
Yeah. Probably like an alcoholic drink.
Okay.
Out of that. Man, I don't know what you guys...
A bowl? You could drink out of a bowl?
I don't know what you guys all...
Dog bowl?
What you guys all picked. That's the thing, is I'm forgetting what everybody picked.
Just pick something.
I'll tell you if it has been taken.
Ooh.
It doesn't matter what you take. Sippy Cup won the draft.
What about like a pouch? Like a Capri Sun? Yeah, give me a pouch.
Okay.
Okay, so here are the two things that I wanted to draft. I either wanted to draft like a swirly straw cup.
Yeah.
Which is great. Sharon actually mentioned swirly straw. Or like a beer bong.
What about like
I don't enjoy drinking out of those.
I do.
Yeah.
What about like the hats that have the...
That would have been a really good one.
That would have been called. But
a beer hat.
A beer hat.
Dude, that would have been such a good one.
That would have been a good pick. That would have been the only thing in my mind that could have like competed with.
Can I change my pick?
No.
I was the last pick.
Totri.
Red Solo cup, can, metal water bottle, wine glass, and a hose. Not very fun, but very practical.
I went goblet, beer bat, Viking horn, stein, sippy cup.
Yeah, solid 5. That's elite.
I have no idea what I picked.
You drafted a glass bottle, a mug, a flask, a glass cup, and a pouch.
Wow, that's pretty horrible.
That's a good draft.
Dude, you have 2 different glasses.
Yeah, 2 very different things.
Glass cup and a what?
A glass cup and a glass bottle. Like a beer bottle
and
like a glass cup?
You have glass cup and mug.
I think you needed to choose whether or not you want it to be practical
Eric,
or fun.
This might be one of your worst showings.
No.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
No voting from the Suns account this time.
No.
Yeah,
Eric.
this is a 2-man race.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I'm voting for you. So, guys, if you want to vote on this, make sure you go over to the PHNX Sun Devils account on social. You follow us while you're there. You vote on this. You hit the like button. You follow me on social at Anthony_Totri. You follow the Strawberry Swirl Girl here,
Thank
also
you,
known
Sharon.
as Erik Booby. You follow him at Erik Ruby on social. That is Erik with a K. You can follow the Deli Man at Shane Deef.
Not drafting shot glass, as always. That's a good one.
Really good one.
Yep.
The Deli Man and I will be on tomorrow's program. Jose Perez is going to be absent from Thursday, but he'll be back on Friday. So we will see you Thursday.
Oh, I'm not on. You're just solo.
Just solo tomorrow, I guess, guys. As always, go Devils. In peace.
We all silly like the mayor.